celebrated the best of our business community in Washington, D.C. Thank you. I am thrilled to see you all. Yes, let's celebrate them because we all need the support of the business community, especially right now. Thank you so much for Mayor Bowser, for your support to the business community and for being with us this morning. I also want to recognize the agency heads that are here with us this morning and all the support. I want to take a minute to recognize today's sponsors. Okay, we'll do the sponsors in a minute. Apologies for that. I know. Thank you. I really want to reflect briefly on an urgent matter for all of us here today and ask for your support as the business community. The DC Council is moving into the final crucial days of budget deliberations. We know that both the mayor and the council are working very hard to advance our city's comeback, focus appropriately on repositioning downtown for economic revitalization. Our downtown commercial corridor has generated nearly 40% of the city's total revenues for commercial real estate taxes. In recent years, that revenue source has been nothing short of the fiscal engine driving increasingly robust public investments in education, health, and human services and affordable housing. Now, with declining downtown commercial real estate revenues, those investments are at risk. So at the Chamber, we join the mayor and the council in calling for focused and sustained efforts to revitalize our downtown, because the near-term future of our city depends on it. Despite this urgent call to action, the council is now poised to redirect funds from supporting the downtown recovery to provide free buses and also raise fees on rideshare trips going in and out of downtown. If these fees are enacted, the new ride tax would send an unfortunate message to the thousands of residents and workers who move through the district every day. The message is that we're not being serious about doing all we can to bring back our central business district and with it, our city as a whole. We therefore urge all of you to review the talking points available through the QR code that we have on the screen. Anita. We need you to call your council members and Chairman Mendelson. They need to hear your voice. We speak as an organization, but it's your voice that they need to hear. And right now, today, we ask for your support. I cannot stress enough, we're in a critical time of budget, and they need to hear from us, the business community. Who's with me? We have a mayor that has supported unconditionally the business community. And in her third term, she's going to continue to do so. So now, I'm going to say it again. We need to speak. Call your council members and call the chairman. With that, I'm now going to introduce a person from our main sponsor, Bank of America, Emily Hallenbeck, Senior Vice President, Business Banker, Market Executive, to welcome all of you to the DC Chamber of Commerce Small Business Summit Luncheon.
Thank you. We're excited to join the DC Chamber and Mayor Bowser to support innovative entrepreneurs working to lead our city into the next decade of growth. The pandemic has certainly created difficulties for small business owners, from staffing to foot traffic and so much more. Bank of America recently studied how small business owners in the greater Washington, D.C. area are coping amid the current economic environment. And the results show just how nimble and innovative you are. 99% of local small business owners report feeling the effects of inflation, and many shared how they are adapting. Half have raised prices, and many are raising wages, reevaluating cash flow, and finding other ways to reduce costs. And while 8 in 10 report feeling the effects of supply chain issues, you're coping by finding new supplies in our area and across the country. And in the face of labor shortages, 1 in 2 business owners report that you've stepped in to fill the gap, working longer hours. At Bank of America, we recognize the grit that you, as small business owners, bring to your operations. Not only do you have the tenacity to make your dream into a business, but you're working hard to grow that vision. We want to work with you to grow and scale your business, from inception to selling or going public, and every part of the journey in between. I look forward to hearing from some of the inspiring leaders in this room and discussing how we can map a stronger future for our region's small business community. Thank you.
Now, please welcome to the stage Deputy Executive Director of the DC Health Benefits Exchange, Purvi Kempf.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is very good to be here, and thank you to the DC Chamber of Commerce for having us as a partner for a decade now. I am Purvi Kempf. I am the Deputy Executive Director of the DC Health Benefit Exchange Authority, better known as the Affordable Care Act Marketplace here in DC, and affectionately known sometimes as Obamacare. We are here to celebrate the empowerment of our small business. We all know, everyone in this room knows that you are the engine across this country and certainly locally. And we are here to partner with you as you make your decisions to become a small business and to start, and as every step along the way as you grow. For DC HealthLink, we have the amazing job of helping connect you to private health insurance that maintains your health and financial security every step of that way. It is the Affordable Care Act that allows people to access that health insurance once they choose to leave their employer-sponsored insurance. We can do that here in DC, and not only does it help you start your business, but it actually helps you attract those passionate and absolutely innovative and wonderful employees that you will want to attract as you grow. So please work with the DC Chamber of Commerce, our wonderful DC HealthLink brokers, as every step of the way to your growth, and again, as your health and financial security. We appreciate the decades-long partnership with the DC Chamber. We appreciate being here every step of the way to support you as you make those decisions. Thank you so much, and look for our table out front. Thank you for having us here today.
Please help welcome to the stage Earl Chico Horton III, DC Chamber of Commerce Chair-elect and General Counsel.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chico Horton. I am a partner at a law firm called Tiber Hudson, and I am a managing member of a real estate development company called Blue Sky Housing. I am also, as I just said, the vice chair, chair-elect, and general counsel to one of my favorite organizations, the DC Chamber. As we all know, the DC Chamber is the voice of business. And as we heard from our great CEO, she was telling us to make sure we call the council so the voice of business is heard on these very important budget matters. I have the great honor today to introduce who I think has been a tremendous mayor. And honestly, a mayor, she's on her third term, as we know, and she is the first African-American female mayor to win a third term for a large metropolitan city in the United States. And why did she get a third term? I tell people all the time the same thing, that you have a AAA credit rating, right? You have balanced reserves of over $1.2 billion after COVID. This is as of last year. We have an unemployment rate that's at a 50-year low at 4.7%. These are all things, yes, give that a hand. I am always the mayor's biggest cheerleader because the mayor understands one thing. She understands she needs to partner and work with the business community to make sure the city achieves these goals we just talked about. If there's no revenue, there is no reserves. If there's no revenue, there is no spending. And the mayor understands that, and I will say, honestly, she has been a friend to the business community and supports what everybody in this room does. So, again, please call the council on these budget matters, because what I've been telling people for the last couple of weeks is you've got to look at the vision. The mayor had a vision. She was one of the first mayors in the country that said we need to come up with a plan for downtown when she saw the writing on the walls. She heard what the economists said. She read the reports. And when the commercial real estate market wasn't looking to rejuvenate itself with all the office workers coming back and the federal workers coming back, we need to pivot. And that's what she did. And she did it early. And she's been speaking about it often. So again, this budget is very important, and we need to make sure our voices are heard. Now, we're here to talk about small business. And in my introduction to the mayor, obviously I've talked about broader topics, but I do want to say she's been a great friend of small business as well, with her CPAF program, Commercial Property Acquisition Fund program, which helps small businesses acquire buildings in the district with down payment assistance. She has been great, stalwart supporter of the Great Street Initiative, with giving out over $40 million in awards and creating 4,000 jobs. I mean, if you go to DMPE's website, you go to Christie's website, DSLBD, you see nothing but programs to support small business, and that's why we're here today. So, what I want to say to you is the mayor's introduction. She's been in public service for a long time as the ANC commissioner, then a council member, and now as the mayor. And as the 7th elected mayor of Washington, D.C., it is my honor to give you Mayor Muriel Bowser. No problem.
Thank you. Oh, please. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Please take your seats. Enjoy your lunch. Thank you. And I want to thank Chico Horton for that amazing introduction. I have to dwell on one thing that he said, which makes us all proud. And I see Dr. Morris Hughes here, who directs our Department of Employment Services. And that is, we have an all-time low in unemployment in Washington, D.C. And if you dig a little deeper, we've never had more people employed in Ward 7 and 8 in the history of Washington, D.C. So when we talk about all of the work that we are doing together as a community and why we are doing it, we know that if we stay the course, make the necessary investments in programs and services and education, in attracting business to our city that hires DC residents, then we have those type of results. I don't ever want to lead a government that says it's better to give people subsidies than it is to give them a job so they can take care of themselves. So I am proud to be a mayor that is going to fight for our business community, because the community and the business community are one and the same. People who live in the District of Columbia, they want great places to shop and dine. Well, the business community provides that. People who live in the District of Columbia want to have safe transportation. and the business community helps to provide that. We want to have great parks and recreation. That's why we partner with great contractors that hire DC residents so that we can have the amenities that we want in Washington, D.C. Chico said another thing that was very important, that without revenue, there is no spending. Without growing our economy, we can't invest in what I call the gold standard in human services. And I am proud of the investments that we've made in our human services, from driving down family homelessness to making historic investments in public education, but also to investing in programs that we've had before anybody else had, like the Marion Barry Summer Youth Program that allows our young people to learn how to work and to get to work. I'm also delighted to have an amazing team that supports all of this work. And I know that our DMPED team is here, led by Deputy Mayor Keith Anderson, Commissioner Karima Woods, who leads our DSLBD team, and Dr. Unique Morris Hughes, who leads our DOES, and Christy Whitfield, our Director of Small and Local Business Development. Please give our entire team a big round of applause. So Angela knows well, and I want to thank you for your leadership, Angela, leading through a pandemic and making sure that businesses were connected to, at the time, kind of life-saving support from the district. That was our relief period, and now we're in our recovery period, or what I like to call the comeback. But part of what we are very focused on is what made us one of the most dynamic economies anywhere in our country. And that was sound fiscal practices. I saw Jack Evans here a little bit earlier. He'll like when I say this. And that is, we didn't get to over $1 billion in reserves by accident. We got there through sound fiscal management. And as a result, I had the privilege of leading the district to a AAA bond rating. And what that means is that when, just like, you know, when you have good credit, you need to borrow money, you get it at a good rate, right? The better rate you get, the more you can borrow and the more you can do with that money. Well, you just do the math. When you're a city like ours, that means we can build more schools. We can create more economic development opportunity because of the careful way that we've managed our dollars. Now, you don't want to have to think about what the government is doing about things like getting your AAA bond rating, having good credit, and being able to borrow money, because that's our job, my job and the 13 council members. But it is your job to make sure we're doing our job. And so you'll hear me talk about, you know, during the budget process, some concerns that I have about making sure that we're living up to those fiscal practices. And we have one of our newest council members here, Council Member Matt Fruman from Ward 3. Please give Matt a big round of applause. And I want to recognize him for the careful way that he is looking at the budget to make sure that we're doing exactly that. We have made a big push to make sure that we're using our $20 billion budget to work with DC small businesses. I created a green book some years ago where we were spending $300 million with our CBE companies, and now we're spending over $1 billion with our CBE companies annually. So please refer to that green book, know where our opportunities are, and please work with us to fill those opportunities. I am also very proud of the awardees who are taking advantage of our locally made manufacturing grant program today. I want to thank Sabangale and her team for always focusing on how we can use very important grant dollars to help our small businesses grow. I don't think I'm getting ahead of talking about these businesses. Eats Place, ZJ Liquors, Union's Kitchens, Eckington Facility, and our fourth grantee, Iconic Style in Ward 6. So I'm very proud to be working with all of you, and we're looking forward to more. You heard Angela also mention that we have to talk to our council members about some of the proposals that they have made that came out of the Committee on Small Business and Economic Development that I find very troubling. But there's still time to turn it around, and I hope Councilmember McDuffie will work with us to do that. One of them was a cut of $3 million to Great Streets, our Great Streets Grants program. Many people have received awards that have allowed them to transform their businesses, change their retail, change the types of services and product that they deliver through Great Streets. But that $3 million has been cut. Food Access is a fund that has allowed us to support and end food deserts in Ward 7 and 8. It has allowed us to give grants to companies like DC City Smokehouse on Good Hope Road, and it will allow us also to bring a new grocer to Ward 7. The committee cut that fund by $10 million. We also need to make sure that we're looking ahead and transforming K Street as promised. So I hope that you will continue to work with us to make sure that the K Street Transitway is fully funded. Last two things that I'll mention are also troubling in that the committee cut the festival fund, which allows us to bring great parades at little or no cost to the organizers to the downtown. So I hope that you will stay focused on that. Angela talked earlier about a $2 surcharge to come downtown. That's just terrible. Makes no sense. And I hope that we will stay focused on getting rid of that. But it's not only the budget that will allow us to transform our future, it's us working together on the big vision for our city. We remain a dynamic place to live, work, and play, where businesses want to start and grow. The finances and the position of your city is strong, but we must be vigilant. I've been at this long enough to know, to have lived through one recession in Washington, and to know how to guide us through any uncertain economic times. So I want to thank the DC Chamber for all of the work that you do to advocate, to convene, and to make sure that everyone is taking advantage of the full opportunities of Washington, DC. Thank you all.
Please welcome to the stage Mario Acosta Velez, Local Engagement, Corporate Social Responsibility, and Public Policy, Eastern Region at Verizon, and today's luncheon keynote sponsor.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Verizon, it is an honor to welcome you all to this executive luncheon, to be a sponsor, but more importantly, to be a long-term corporate member of the DC Chamber of Commerce, one of the leading business organizations in our region that is certainly making a difference to advance small business communities across the district. And we are really honored to be here today, not only to celebrate small businesses, but also as a small business champion to wish small businesses and the chamber and all of our leaders here today growth and success in your endeavors. But here today, I am delighted to introduce Mike Corrales, Vice President of Verizon Business Markets. At Verizon, Mike leads the channel program that enables the success and growth of Verizon's small and mid-sized business customers. Through Verizon products and services, his team is committed to supporting small and mid-sized businesses, partners, and their communities as they look to grow and prosper. Corrales strives on solving the most complex problems in today's data-rich and tech-heavy environment while leading groundbreaking transformations and aligning large team operations to the strategic vision. It is my personal honor to introduce Mike here today. Thank you.
I think I definitely need to shorten my bio on that conversation, but first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to the DC Chamber of Commerce, to the mayor, and that speech. You're doing a phenomenal job. Small business to me is very important, and the commitment that you put in place to be successful matters. You start early, you work late, you have a dream of success. There's heartache involved. You're worried about financing, paying your bills, keeping your employees, investing in your community. It's a lot of work. I have personal experience in small business. It started when I was very young. I was 6, 7 years old. My father bought a restaurant. He was an immigrant to this country, bought a place called Astros. I'm from Boston, if the accent hasn't come out yet, but it will, I'm sure. And so he bought a restaurant with a partner, took our family, and we bought our first house. And I have a fond memory of sitting at the bar, drinking chocolate milk and eating pancakes, watching Saturday morning cartoons, because it was really the only time I saw my dad. A year later, he lost that business. We were evicted from our house, and we were moving to a city back to where I originally came from. Sounds bleak, but I'll get to a good story and a recovery from that, because my father worked very hard through the restaurant business in his life. We moved a few more times, and years later, I was in my early 20s, and he came to me and said, hey, I just lost my job because of another economic issue. I want to go back and own my own business. Will you come and do it with me? So I said, sure, no problem, let's do it. So we went out and found funding from a bank, thanks to Bank of America, which I don't think it was Bank of America then, but a bank. And we borrowed the money and bought that restaurant. We worked hard together for about 5 years, paid off the loan, grew the business, and doubled it. Later, I moved on into technology. My father kept that business until he retired, sold it, and did very well at the end of the day. And it's just a perseverance of saying, hey, I want to work, I want this to be successful, and finding a way. And that's what is really the American dream when you think about it. You come to this country and you want to build a life, not to become rich, but to help your family have opportunities that you've never had. And that's what all of you are doing in your lives today. And when I think about Verizon, we are committed to small business. We understand that although the Wall Street is looked at as the driver of the economy, it's really K Street and the people working that make it happen every single day. And thank you. And when you look at DC, you have an amazing business community. 30,000 employees that are entrepreneurs in startups, tech and innovation across the board. When you look at the entire ecosystem, there are 254,000 employees in small businesses in the DC area. That's 98.2% of all businesses are small businesses, right? You have 78,900 small businesses. That is what matters. And when you look at that employee population, you're talking about 48% of the people that work in the district work in small business. And more importantly, 42% of those businesses are minority owned. That makes you not only the leader of the country nationally from a government perspective, but in industry as well. And that's the power of this room. Thank you. So DC's brand is for politics and business. Verizon's brand is for technology, particularly our network. So our 5G network provides reliable, secure connectivity for small businesses, because cybersecurity really matters, because you need us to do it for you, because you have your skills and abilities in your core competence in your business, and you need us to deliver for you. Additionally, when you think about Verizon, it's collaboration and connectivity, right? So we do our award-winning Blue Jeans platform, our One Talk platform, and I swear this is all the tech I'm going to talk. But we're here to help you deliver for your businesses is fundamentally what our core competence is. But it's more than just network and technology. It's some of the people at this table. Our employees take a tremendous amount of pride in serving small businesses. Whether you walk into our store and you have questions, whether you want someone to come out to your business and work with you on your operations or technology, we have people that wake up every single day that want to deliver for you. And that is one of the things I'm proudest as an employee of Verizon, is because I know the 3,000 people we have serving our customers make a difference every single day for our employees, for our customers. So the other thing I wanted to talk about that we do every single, say, quarter or so is surveys of our customers. So we try to understand what you need and what your concerns are. And when you think about small business and 5G or network technology, 52% of small business responders thought that wireless network was making a business impact today and in the future to them to grow revenue. Additionally, 60% of respondents thought that technology like Blue Jeans, a video collaboration platform, enabled them to engage differently and grow revenue with customers. And 61% of responders thought internet would allow them to grow in new and different ways. And when you think about that, think about where you are in business, right? So you're in Washington, D.C., and you are merchants, you are restaurants, you are shops in DuPont Circle, in Georgetown, in the Wharf, right? You are in Columbia Heights, one of my favorite delis, Call Your Mother, where my son lives, and it's fantastic breakfast. So that's where you are, but now with digital technologies, you are able to connect to not only D.C., but the nation and the world, and grow your revenues in a way that you never knew possible. And that is really a shift that the pandemic created in a positive light. Our survey data told us, and this is the most important stat, is that 77% of small businesses that responded felt that post-pandemic, the lessons they learned and the technology they deployed will help them under any future economic environment, right? So that's a tremendous amount of work that people did in a very short period of time. And by the way, at Verizon, we're not just about selling technology. We've run different programs to help you in that environment. So you may or may not know, but we have a digital ready program where we have hundreds of trainings for free available to business owners, right? They are finance, marketing, operations. We have mentors and coaches willing to work with you. We have folks that teach you networking skills depending on what your business is and what your goals are. So it's an extremely powerful program. We also have grants that we give out and fund into the small business world. So our goal is to deliver $1 million in grant funding by 2030. And just recently, we gave out $10,000 grants to Hispanic individual businesses across the country. I think of two examples that we talk about and customers have given us the ability to share. In Philadelphia, Viester Boone was a small business, a high school graduate, minority-owned business, and she had a food truck business. And the pandemic hit, And there was no food truck to go to the office anymore, so she had to transform her business. She spent time with our Digital Ready program and took marketing and operations classes, received a grant, and has turned and transitioned her business into a catering organization, now doing business in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. So a massive amount of growth in making that transition. I think of Joe Alvarez and Eric Casillas in I Care Clean in Los Angeles. Small business, childhood best friends, growing up, started a cleaning service in 2016. The pandemic hit, they could no longer prospect for new businesses because you couldn't go into the office. They used our marketing and branding classes and a $10,000 grant to reach out and attract new customers. Now they have over 100 customers and they bill $3 million in revenue a year. Those are the moments that matter to me. We can talk about technology, but when you are a small business owner and you are able to leverage tools and resources that are available to you to make a difference in your lives, it's huge. And those are the stories that I really wanted to share with you today. And what makes me proudest to be a member of Verizon. When you think about the technology, the network, that's table stakes. That's our brand. It's a reliable 5G network. It's services for collaboration and cybersecurity. It's our people. It's the resources with our Digital Ready program and the grants that we are providing that truly make me proud to say I work for Verizon and support small business. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And thank you for what you do, because you make the economy work.
Please welcome to the stage Christy Whitfield, Director of the Department of Small and Local Business Development and award sponsor.
Good afternoon, Washington, D.C. Come on now. We're here together. We're in the convention center, which looks full. D.C. is open. I think y'all can do a little better than that. That's what I'm talking about. So congratulations to Angela Franco for putting on this amazing event. We appreciate all that you do for our small business community. We love to partner with you. We should give her a round of applause for this. My name is Christy Whitfield. It is my honor to serve Mayor Bowser as the Director of the Department of Small and Local Business Development. And I'm here for a good reason, which is to shine some light on some small businesses. And I was thinking over the weekend about what I would talk about when I came up here. A few of you that know me know I'm an aspiring gardener. Any gardeners in the house? Any yeah, okay. Oh, okay, all right. Well, so this weekend I pulled some seeds out of my fridge because of cold stratification. I recently learned about this. And for those of you who don't know, there are seeds that you leave in the fridge in the dark for a period of time, and then you put them out and you put them in the ground in the spring. Where on earth is she going with this? Just bear with me for a second. The seeds that make it through that are stronger, and when they hit fertile ground, they flourish. Now, we have been through a bit of a winter in Washington, D.C. But if you are here today, you are a strong seed. And you're about to flourish in our D.C. comeback, right? So we come out of this winter under the leadership of Mayor Bowser, and we come into this beautiful spring. And what you need is fertilization. What you need is light and air and an opportunity. And so at DSLBD, we are here to help provide those things to help you grow. So if you are a returning citizen, we have the Aspire program. If you are a business in Wards 7 and 8, we've got the Dream Pitch program. If you are an EIE, an Equity Impact Enterprise, we've got a program for you with back office support. If you are an aspiring contractor, we've got the Apex Accelerator program.
If you are on a retail corridor, then you hopefully are one of the 100 robust retail grantees that just got $5,000 in your bank account last week. Give it up for Mayor Bowser and the robust retail grants. Sometimes when you're at the front of your business, you're not allowed to say, I feel like a cracked seed in the cold winter. But we have all been cracked seeds, and we have made it through. And I'm really looking forward to our next phase of development. And so today we are actually here to celebrate some of these seeds and talk about the great work of some of our local businesses. And so I think I'm going straight into these awards right now. I want to bring up Kenyon Walker of Zero Waste Services. He is our CBE of the Year. Issued this as a change agent who's dedicated exceptional leadership in guiding their companies to success. He has dedicated and demonstrated consistent growth while working on both his business and the environment. You know, congratulations, Kenyon Walker, for Zero Waste Services. Oh, no, you don't have to. Here, let's take a quick picture. All right. Number? Great. Ooh, it's heavy. Angela, you it's heavy? So stand yes, yes. All right. Hold on. All right. There we go. All right. Up here? Yeah, like that. Just like that. All right. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Easy breezy. So we have all kinds of businesses in our city, and we have contractors, we have retailers, we have makers, and we want to make sure we see all of them. I want to invite Renata from Black Squirrel Company to come up. Where's Renata? Yeah, Renata, we're here with her family and her daughter. A lifestyle business here in Washington, D.C. You know, she has demonstrated that she can, you know, be a mom, run a business, survive COVID. We are so impressed with her. Make sure I give you the right one. I would hate to drop it. So last and certainly not least, I want to invite Scott and Jake from Solid State Books to come up here. Surviving on our retail corridors has not been easy during this time, but these men are some strong seeds that continue to provide resources to the H Street community, online services. I've gotten many books from them. We thank them for staying open and continuing to serve and being our Retailer of the Year. So I know there's some more awards coming up. These are our DSLBD sponsored awards. I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank Mayor Bowser for her tried and true leadership. And we look forward to being in your corner for the next phase of the comeback. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Sabongale Cook, Director of Business Development and Strategy.